Hello everyone, welcome to the club. Thank you for coming to today's stream. My bitrate is apparently all over the place today, which is weird because from what I can tell there's no like internet issue or anything. So hopefully that resolves itself over time. It was just a little bit I've just seen this line that's like, oh, but yeah, I think it's okay. So far, it's not telling me that I have a bunch of dropped frames, but technically that doesn't mean much of anything. Because it can still have a problem. Anyway, I have returned after, well, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks of actual real life stuff. I can't even remember. But yeah, I had actual IRL gigs to deal with, so I was not on here for just a bit. And real life gigs are also the reason why I'm not quite done with the event yet, because I missed a few days. But I mean, I'll get there. I still have like almost 6 days, and I'm only 4 away. So I'm not worried about getting the photon burst. It's just like, I thought I would have it by now, given that I was on the grind like every single day initially. And I hopped on Vatra today for my opening bullshit. She's still not tier 6 on everything, so I'm gonna do this really quick while I'm here. Because I keep forgetting every time I get on Vatra. Oh, yay, finally! I love tier 6 temporal defense. I'm gonna have to get rid of so many more equipment things that I'm not going to use on any of my builds. Yeah. See all this? Well, I was hoping maybe one of them, because clearly I don't need any more ground weapons. Absolutely none. Oh, we're all gonna have the photon burst soon. Photon bursts for everybody. I actually haven't really seen much of how it actually plays in-game, so I'm kind of curious if I'm gonna, like, legitimately like it or not. It'll be interesting. Ever use the plasma torp? I don't think I have that. What does it look like again? I might have it. I might have it and just not have used it. Where is it? I don't know. I don't know where it is. Alright, I'm gonna hop into my regularly scheduled model rocket launch. Hello, welcome in, baby Spock. No, like I was saying, the title of this stream was inspired by the fact that I was realizing, I'm not that competitive in STO. Like, I don't do PvP because I don't like the toxicity, and really just, like, I don't play this game to be competitive. But, like, when it doesn't fucking matter in this little TFO, like, suddenly I'm like, I have to win! I think, like, okay, Vatra's, like, blessed color has been, green, so that means I'm probably gonna win this time. Even though it doesn't fucking matter. Like, you get absolutely nothing for winning this. STO is competitive, I just play with space rainbows. No, I mean, same, that's also why I play. But, you know, there are those people.
Take it back to your workstation.
I'm just saying, like, in all the ways, like, it doesn't matter, like, I'm never competitive in this game, because I just don't care. And see, there's gonna be all these people idling because they don't care about this TFO, but I do. I must win.
Forest fires have been reported in the area. Responders arriving soon. Be careful.
OMG, can't be making that.
You found a stabilizer.
Sorry,
part.
I don't know
Take
why
it
that
back to
was
your
so
workstation.
funny. God. I have been in an interesting little mood the past week. God. TTRPG later is gonna be so funny because okay. I'm gonna finish this TFO, then I'm gonna ask somebody in chat to try to remind me.
You found an engine part. Take
Remind
it back
me
to your workstation.
to tell you the story
Spiders are crawling out
about
of
the
parts
fanfic
pile.
that I just posted. Yes, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I forgot what I was doing yesterday a little bit because I had to cosplay as a normal person for a few hours to go to a wedding, so... I mean, it wasn't like... I had to worry about it too much. Like, I could have gone in, like, my normal style, but it's just, like, you know, you don't want to stand out too much at a wedding. So, like, I wore, like, black and, like, something, you know, kind
The
of
stabilizer part wasn't useful.
not
Keep
my
searching.
usual extra. The fanfic, it partially exists because someone said fuck it. I know, it's so funny because I thought if I brought up the fanfic to other people, they would tell me like, wow, no, that's a terrible idea. But then no, everyone encouraged it. But so far, I don't think any of them have read it. Which is what makes it 100 times funnier. Ooh, excellent stabilizer parts.
Take it back to your workstation.
Alright, let's go for some whole parts next. God, also, when I think about ICBMs, for some reason, I just think of the song Senbon Sakura. For some reason.
You found the whole part. Take it back to your
God, I used to know
workstation.
all of the words, and suddenly, like,
Parts
I
at your
can't
workbench
even
have caught
recall
fire. Go back and
them
put it
right
out.
now to sing them. I just know there's, like, that part that's like, ICBM. Yeah. Maybe the musician likes ICBMs. No! There's... Senbon Sakura has gotten, like, really controversial in the past few years. Like, it's like, very much like a Vocaloid music, like, staple. Like, it is a classic. Like, everyone knows Senbon Sakura. But there's, like... And I don't have a particular opinion. Like I said, I respect it for what it is.
Useful.
It is a classic Vocaloid song. But it's like, look, I will acknowledge that I don't know enough about history to weigh in on the debate specifically. I've been meaning to do more research on it, and I was just like, I go on all these deep dives and I don't, and then it's just kind of seems not that important in the overall scheme of things. But it got really controversial in the past, like, few years because, people started realizing what it was actually about. And there's a debate that goes back and forth because it is kind of...
This engine
I do
part
think some of
wasn't
the wording
Keep
is a little bit
searching.
vague, and I think some of it doesn't maybe translate the best. But people go back and forth between, it's like, if it's between, like, if it's an anti-war song or if it's like all about Japanese imperialism. And I was like, well, look, technically it could be about a little bit of both. Like, it doesn't have to make sense. Thank you for the mid rocket launch hydrate. But yeah, it's like, I mean, it does have the line that's saying something about ICBMs, so it's like, it's like there's no pretending it's not about war in some form. I mean, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you never quite know, because it's like, it is like, the imagery of the music video, and, the music video is really what made it really popular, is like, it has a lot of, like, Japanese, like, imperial uniforms imagery. And, like, I understand why the uniforms themselves, like, you know, maybe if you don't know the history, don't just go around wearing that for funsies. Like, I totally understand that part of it, and I 100% agree with that. Damn it, I'm not gonna win. I didn't get an excellent. Oh well, I'm still gonna dance. Green was not my blessed color today. Wow, no one's really went. Oh no, I'm still going. I was gonna say, I was like, no one's really went quite that far. Well, and they like made them like cutesy while like literally utilizing like elements of the legitimate uniforms. Like, they weren't just inspired, like they were inspired by them, but they weren't just like, okay, I feel like I needed a specific kind of marks that I was running out of, and I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I need Romulan marks to get to tier 6. There we go. But yeah, they made like, especially like, Miku and Kaito's outfits, they literally made like cutesy versions of Japanese imperial uniforms, and some of the symbolism on them, like, because the thing is, I was like, look, you can have like uniforms that are derived from something problematic in history and not make it like the problematic symbolism, you know? Like, for example, like, if you're cosplaying something that is like canonically like has a military aspect, you know, maybe don't go with like the, you know, the armband that's gonna like provoke the idea of something you don't want to, you know, like I mean like elements like that on them. Like, there's I don't remember the specifics on the Japanese imperial uniforms. I am not like a military historian. I have some friends who are, and I'm sure like if I discuss them with them, if I discuss this with them, they would tell me like all about it, but it's just like it doesn't come up because I'm like, again, I don't know enough about the history personally to like have a specific opinion on the song as a general. But I do agree, like, you know, maybe you should like really do your research before putting on the ready-made cosplays like of a pink imperialism uniform without like you know, without any modifications, because again, like these cosplay companies literally just like they literally just like make what they see, and they don't take into account any of the historical things. Like, I know, like, again, I'm not gonna weigh in specifically on my opinions I don't know about, but I've also heard like things of people like replacing certain symbols with other things, and then like some people think that like then it's fine to wear. And again, I was like, I'm not gonna go out and jump on people for wearing a cosplay, because it's like, it's none of my business, and I will leave that to people who are more educated on the subject. But I just think this song is interesting. And it's kind of like, I honestly, like, the more like people debate about the song, I think like it's really good for people to be learning about it. I say that as I admit that like I haven't done my research fully on the song, but I do think it's a good thing that people are like engaging with it critically and kind of you know, thinking about the meaning and analyzing it. Like, I don't, the one thing I don't really like is when people, like, immediately kind of, jump on, like, one extreme or the other and be like, you absolutely should never listen to this song. And then also, like, the other side where it's like, you should never engage critically with the song because it's a classic. And it's like, yeah, both of those are kind of, maybe not. I don't like either of those opinions. I'm like, look, maybe like go and pick up a history book instead. But yeah, no, everything I know about Imperial Japan has like absolutely nothing to do with the specifics of the uniforms and everything to do with the absolute like horrible things they did. Well, here's the thing as well, is like, I'm sorry, there's a lot of classic Vocaloid songs that are objectively kind of terrible. Like, anything by... Not anything. Actually, no. I can probably say anything by Kikuo is kind of, Kikuo, am I thinking the right one? Hold on. I have to remember if, yes, Kikuo is the producer I'm thinking of. Producer of a lot of things, but I'm trying to think specifically. Is there one that anyone would know? Anyway, yeah, I can't think of a song off the top of my head that, like, that anyone would really know, but, somehow this got Bad Apple stuck in my head. Bad Apple is a good song. I keep telling myself one of these days I actually will perform it, but, like, it's long, and to do the dance while singing, like, that high, sustained the whole time is just, like, really difficult, and so it hasn't really fit in with my kind of performance style, because a lot of the time I have to always be ready to perform something completely alone. I don't always have backup dancers. Otherwise, ideally, it'd be like, I could do a, like, modified version of the dance and then have two people on the side doing the actual, like, dance, and we could all have, like, black and white outfits. I have, like, a vision in my head, but I don't know if it will ever happen. But like I was saying about the engaging critically with, like, Vocaloid music, is, like, so much of it is, like, randomly dark, and, like, I'm like, look, especially a lot of, like, stuff that got popular back in the day, it's like people, and I think people knew things were, like, that things were dark. There were some people who didn't. There were some people who never looked at a translation once in their life, or ever, like, or like, dedicated their entire personality to listening to Japanese music, but didn't know, like, a single word of Japanese. Like, there's nothing wrong with that per se, but again, like, at that point, then look at a damn translation, you know? But it's like, some of these songs, like, they're so dark, and some of them are, like, about really problematic topics, and then, like, and my problem is in this, like, era of, like, these children mostly, and I know that, I don't want to get too into this, because I know, like, this one time, like, was an entire stream-long rant, like, about this topic, but a lot of, like, these children will go around and say, like, oh, we should absolutely never listen to this music, we should never support it, etc., when it's like, a lot of the time it's like, there's no evidence that the people who made that music actually did, like, any real, like, crimes. Like, they are exploring topics, and sometimes it's like, sometimes they're exploring dark topics because, like, bad things happen to them. And I was like, I'm sorry, you have to make room for that, but also engage with it critically enough to be like, to kind of understand where it's coming from and not, like, glorify it. Because I don't think that just because, like, something exists and there's stuff wrote about that topic, like, there's something written about a certain topic, like, I don't think that's necessarily glorifying the terrible thing, especially because, this is a hill I will die on, especially because it's like, you have to take Japanese media in the context of the culture of Japan, and, shock value there is, like, so it's a way bigger deal than it is here, because here we are finally getting to the point, not everywhere, but generally here we can talk about things like mental health in a way that's like it's becoming more accepted to talk about it in just like a normal way, right? Japan really doesn't have that. There's some improvements that I've heard are being made, but like when I was there, and this was 6 years ago at this point, but when I was there for an extended period, it's like it was one of the things that actually like it didn't completely shock me because I was a little bit prepared for it, but I started to see how that affected people's lives, and that was a little bit surprising to me, just how much they don't like, just how much they like just literally don't discuss things. And so people who have mental health problems will often resort to creating art that is extremely shocking and graphic and just about terrible stuff. And I was like, I think we have to allow like space for that and not immediately apply like our Western lens and say, oh, well, why don't you just go get help? Like, that's something I see a lot. It's like, why don't these artists just go get help? I was like, what makes you think they haven't tried? Like, you basically can't assume that someone's tried to get help in Japan, because like it is very difficult. And there's some like there's people who will get like fired from their jobs for like going to see a therapist and such. Like, it is treated like not great. Like, it's not like oh, you can go to therapy and then like come back and have a normal job. It's like, it's treated like just like this horrible thing. They can be fired for getting mental help. That is what I have heard. I don't know how widespread that is. However, that is what I have heard about a lot of the more strict workplaces, which is a lot of them in Japan. When people say like, oh, the strict offices, like it's a lot of Japan. So it's clearly a widespread problem. But no, I mean, Japan has all sorts of like workers' rights violations going on. So again, I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed, but not surprised that that's the case. And again, it's not like that everywhere from what I understand. But like it's just not like, it's not covered as a normal part of, I mean, because even in the US, obviously there's lots of improvements that could be made to our healthcare in general, but at least like for a lot of people I know, it's like mental health care is at least covered the same way that physical health is. Maybe not quite in the same way, but it is considered like a healthcare need. And I don't know. It's a little bit weird, because it's like, in one way it's like there's not enough resources in Japan, but at the same time it's like, then it's treated like if you go and like if you go to therapy, it's like you're not suddenly like, it's so serious, like you're ostracized from society. It's like it's weird. It is weird. And I think it's why a lot of people with mental health issues end up like in the arts in some way, is because like where else are you gonna go? And it's like, and people talk about too, it's like, oh, well, look at these horrible things some of these companies are doing. Again, companies run by artists. They're like, oh, well, somebody at one point, like, this was several years ago, but I remember in the early days of menhera fashion, it's like, there was like a self-harm bleeding bracelet of sorts, and I will not go into more detail than that as to not upset anyone too much, but basically there was this brand that made this thing, and I was like, you know, this is really fucked, and I do think that we should say like this is not okay, but at the same time I was like, you have to understand that like the people that, even though there might be some people who are buying those because like they think it's a trend, like the people who are, not all of the people who are buying those are gonna be people who are like who think that like mental illness is somehow cool. Like, I would actually even go to venture to say it's like, for a Japanese company, like the majority who are buying those are probably not, it's probably not like a trend for them. Like, that's probably how they feel on the inside, and they are trying to make the like draw attention to it. Like, they're not it's like they're not seeking attention, but they're trying to gain awareness for what is going on with people. And I'm not saying that's the right way to do it. Like, that could really fuck with someone, and I don't think that that's like a good thing. But at the same time, I was like, I can kind of see the train of what would possess someone to buy something like that in the context of Japanese culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a very complicated topic, but it's also like, it's like, y'all, people just want to like tell how they feel, you know? Recently, well, last Saturday, my group performed an English translation of a cyber song called Tokyo Rat City. It was my translation. It was my English translated lyrics, and it was a lot of fun to do. Like, not because it's a fun song, like it's a very dark song, but it was really interesting how like because I've translated a few of Cyber's more like menhera type songs, which, if you don't know, that's like it's a term for like mental health in Japan, but it refers to like having bad mental health. It's sometimes used really derogatorily, but it's also been kind of reclaimed. It's complicated, but I've translated a few of their more like menhera type songs, like the ones that are dark and like about like bad times, and even they did not write their songs, but they're written by these guys that are music producers, and they very much are like the exact type that's like the kind of guys that are also writing like the kind of guys like Kikuo as well. You know, like it's like it's like it's a pattern. But a couple of them, the one, not the one we performed, but another one I translated, it's not my best work, but I do think it's up on my cover YouTube channel, had like really similar themes to like My Chemical Romance songs, like, and I thought that was really interesting because I could kind of draw on similar imagery in a way, and not just My Chemical Romance, that's just what came to mind, but more of like emo type groups, even though it's like it's pop and EDM music, it's like, it's just, I just love it so much, and it's so sad that like they disbanded at their literal peak, because I think they could have made some really good stuff. I mean, at the same time, I think they kind of needed to die, because I don't think that everyone in the group was in it for the right reasons. Cause I don't know, I have to side-eye Rinahamu a lot when when she just was posting all of her like Gucci shit all the time. I was like, interesting. You're like, your group's like about to disband, and these other people are gonna make a group without you, and you're just gonna post your Gucci shit. Like, it was a little bit weird, and like, it also was like, I remember when I watched the live stream of their final live, and like one of the other members like was breaking down in every song, and it was so sad to watch. Like, you could tell like not everybody was like in agreement on this disbandment, which makes me, again, like, I'm sorry, this is like so like such a weird like J-pop theory, but I just side-eye the leader a little bit, like, because she was also the group's, well, like, I say leader, but I mean like the group's like producer. She was also in the group, which isn't super common for J-pop groups, but it does happen. She kind of was like, it makes me think like she kind of like was the ringleader of the disbandment, and not everyone was like mutually in agreement about it, which is like not a great situation. And so I'm like, like side-eyes her, but also like, again, I wish the group could have done more things. And it's also like, and clearly like the other members, like, while like Rinahamu would flaunt her Gucci, clearly the other members were like in need of money, because some of them started doing sponsorships for like really, really strange weight loss products. And it was unfortunately why I had to unfollow some of them, like, a while ago, because I was like, I don't want to see this on my feed. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is weird. And also, it's like, why are, like, and I was like, why are, like, the literal, like, skinniest model bitches, like, promoting weight loss devices? It was very fucking weird. And again, that's just not the kind of content I like to see on my feed. Like, it's not my favorite. I've been picking off the nail glue because I just took my nails off, like, last night too, so... Sorry, that's what I'm, like, occupied with down here. I'm like, there's, like, this big glob of glue that didn't come off. The rest of them are, like, pretty clean, but... ugh, I hate it. This is why sometimes I end up, like, slapping on sets back to back, even though I know I should be letting them breathe. My nails really don't like being covered. Okay, what am I gonna do today? I did not make any plans. What the fuck? Oh, it's the synth. Oh my god. Okay, wait, I forgot to tell you about the fanfic. That was like my whole thing, and then I got on a side tangent about mental health in Japan. Days of Doom? Oh, well, I guess before I migrate to Skai, I could do Days of Doom, I suppose. No, Pope really likes Days of Doom. Oops. Okay, so this fanfic, and if you want to find it, like, it's on my AO3, like, Suede, Suede, I don't know why I can't say words. It's like, the word is, like, pseudonym, I think? Pseudonym? I don't know, but, like, the word I see when it's shortened looks just like Suede. But I was like, I don't think that's right. Like, is it Suits? Because that sounds worse. Somehow that sounds worse. I don't know. I don't like that they shortened it, but I also guess, like, they had to have, like, their thing, I guess. But anyway, it's under my Jazi Trek name on AO3. I have Jazi Rights and Jazi Trek. Jazi Trek is for... Well, I mostly made Jazi Trek for the benefit of people who wanted to go and read my fics, but wanted to filter out, like, the really spicy, like, Black Butler fic I have on there, which, understandable. So it's, like, just for Star Trek things, and it's also only, like, my safe for work Star Trek things. Not that I've really written anything to NSFW on there. Those are things I don't put on the internet, but but like there's some of it that, like, for the area in which I live, they are very spicy. So I made the Jazi Trek so I could put just Star Trek stuff for people to read, but then it's like, damn, no McCoy Spice Fix. There will be one. It's not that spicy. A lot of it is implied. But that would go on Jazi Rights. That would not go on Jazi Trek because it's not in... I also made Jazi Trek, like, I don't know why I named it so generically. I think I was thinking, like, I didn't want to go too specific, but Jazi Trek is, like, also specifically for, like, the one, like, era of, like, the characters, where it's like the 2390s-ish. I might throw a few things in the 2380s era in there as well, because it's all kind of the same, like, timeline of sorts. It's basically based off of the one that we play in our TTRPG, and because the McCoy fic is like based in the 23rd century, way before any of the rest of this shit happened, it would go on Jazi Rights. And also just because, like, I mean, because it's not in the same timeline canon, and also because, like, it's it's a little bit spicy. It's spicy enough that, like, I'm not gonna throw it in there with the rest of the saga, you know? Are you telling me you want to do Days of Doom? Perhaps. Anyone else want to do Days of Doom who's lurking around? No, I'm just being a bit of a perfectionist with the McCoy fic because I'm afraid that if I don't really polish it, it's gonna come across super fucking cringe. And it probably will anyway, and a part of me doesn't care, but I'm trying to do right by, like, see, this is why I end up with original characters so often, because it's like, if it's an original character, it's like, I can write how I want, and that just is the character. Like, I'm establishing the characters I write it, but when I write with pre-existing characters that, like, that already exist, it's like, I feel like I have, like, an obligation. And, like, I feel like McCoy's kind of hard to get right, a little bit. Because it's hard to write him in a way... It's hard... I would actually say, I think the hardest part is writing McCoy to be, like, affectionate, but not over the top. Because, like, he is kind of over the top. Like, he's... Like, I'm sorry, in the original series, like, y'all can say what you want, but he's, like... He's kind of like a massive flirt. Like, he is technically as bad as Kirk in some ways. Like, he just doesn't, like, go all the way with them as often. But, like, he definitely, like, he definitely is, like, flirting with, like, all the women. I forgot to hit the TFO. Damn it. There we go. I'm just gonna do advanced for today. But yeah, cause it's like, cause you also have to be like, cause, I'm sorry, like, if you put Skai and McCoy in the same room, like, they're gonna be arguing 90% of the time. So trying to keep that dynamic to a way that doesn't make it seem like they just secretly hate each other, is very weird. But I also think, like, it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it, because I also think that, like, in a little bit of a way, like, the reason why McCoy respects Spock, for example, is because, like, they do kind of push back on each other a little bit. And I think that actually builds, like, over time, that builds McCoy's respect for Spock. But it's like, because this is a short-term fic that is all about Janelle Skai being a dumbass, like, that is the point of the fic. It's literally, like, she does some dumb stuff. That is, like, the entire point. But it's like, because it's also in a shorter time frame, it's like it's hard to get that balance right, you know? So I'm still working on it. And I'm sure people will still call it cringe if anyone ever reads it. I'm pretty sure no one actually cares about Janelle Skai lore, but, like, I'm trying to make her interesting. I've also gotten a little bit back into writing, like, for her original, like, universe. For those who don't know, this character that I've been using in all of my Star Trek roleplays, as well as Star Trek fics, like, she actually comes from a web series that I attempted to produce, and it died off. And I was supposed to be voice acting her, and I had a lot of scripts written, and they all just kind of died, and I was like, I don't feel like I want to do another narrative project, because it's the second one that I've tried to do that's like a web series and that has just fallen through for a variety of reasons. I'm not, like, blaming anybody, but because of that, I kind of... Oh shit. Ah, my shield's already gone. I'm turned around now. I forgot I was in the massive compiler.
Vessels the shipyard is west of our location. Hurry! The enemy is closing in!
This really is not a good ship for this TFO, but it is what it is. Anyway, like I was saying, I've kind of started to get back into writing
shipyard needs
little
your
short
help.
stories for Janelle Skai's like original IP universe. And technically it's like technically it kind of toes the line of like, you know, it can be the same canon or it can be an alternate universe. It cannot be the same canon. Because like my story takes place like in the late 21st, early 22nd century, so it's like you can imagine like it all kind of works. Like I have kind of
I've got a plan.
I have kind of tried to make it
This is Lieutenant
so
Commander
it
Scott at the shipyard.
so it's able to be used both ways, so that you don't have to write a whole separate backstory like for her when I write her for Star Trek stuff, you know. It's like, but it's also like there's stuff that happens that doesn't really make sense in the Star Trek universe based off of
Multiple enemy ships on sensor.
damn it, I'm trying to target that other thing that is below it, but did I drop it or not? Oh, I did. Okay. This is why this TFO kind of screws with me, because, like, sometimes I don't see the actual warp core get dropped, and it fucks me up. But yeah, basically in the Star Trek version of events, like, everything that happens in the original timeline basically happens in the Star Trek timeline. The only key difference is like some of the stuff, like, you know, you can just kind of you honestly kind of just have to pretend that the Borg aren't like a major threat based on where like where Skai's home planet is located and where the other planets that she explores in that region are located. Like once you start getting to like the bottom of the region, like if it was the Star Trek universe, it's like some of this shit gets a little bit too close to Borg territory, which would obviously cause some problems, but we just pretend like it's not there for a while, or just maybe the Borg didn't care about these couple of specific species, because I mean they're all kind of fucked up, so but I was writing, there's like an origin story on like this like it's like a modernized sort of like Wild West type planet, and I was like, I've been wanting to write it for a while, but it's like what happens in it is really like depressing, so I was like, oh, maybe I don't want to write this, but I was like, no, I got a sudden burst of inspiration and started writing it, so eventually I'll post that, but like it'll probably be like another few months before I feel like posting it, just because like it's another one where it's like I know it's gonna take a lot of drafts and a lot of work to get right, just because again, like when you're handling like sensitive subjects, it's like you want to be really careful, and I'm gonna get shot at. Damn it, I knew that was coming because I couldn't move fast enough. Fucking compiler. Alright, here we go again. Anyway, what Enterprise episode were we talking about? I'm lost. Come on, I didn't want to shoot at that thing. I just wanted to drop my warp core. Let me live in the path. Gotta leave, gotta leave. No! Not again! Ah! Energy weapon system damage. This is not one of my finer moments. Oh my god. Yeah, the warp cores are kind of sometimes not picking up for me either. That's why I always like look twice before I actually start flying the warp core to the target path. God damn it. Well, I'm not going in front of that thing again if I'm gonna be this slow. I'm gonna get fucking blasted. Right in front. No! No, 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 no. Yeah, let's go. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. No, I realized too late what ship I was in for doing this TFO. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have been on Vatra, because Vatra's been flying this fucker for a long time. Did I? Nope. There we go. So I had to do that 3 times before it actually showed the warp core. Fun.
Ship is under attack.
Here, we'll leave them with some hurt for funsies. Uh-oh, no! Am I fast enough? I don't know. I don't know what just happened. Did I make my target or not? I no longer have a warp core, so I must have done something. Whew. Oh my god. Okay, I keep forgetting about this, but in the next, like, I'm running out of time to decide. I only have like 7 days left to decide. I'm working on the Janelle Skai performance set. And it features like it's gonna be at a larger convention, so it's gonna be like one of those things where it's like I'm literally just there to perform, right? There's none of this like, oh, negotiating like additional stuff, etc. that happens like with other cons. It's like I'm just there to perform. Like, I am not special at this con. It is too big for little me. But it's like, so because of that, I was like, I want to do something that's gonna go over well, like, with the nerd fan base, for people who aren't necessarily fans of, like, my more obscure, like, music. So I was like, this is, like, the one con where I can 100% get away with just making a whole Janelle Skai performance. The whole thing is themed for her. But, and it also is, like, I'll get to perform some of the original songs that, that never got released due to the failure of the web series, because it was a musical web series. Like, there was a lot of fucking work in this, and I had to remake a couple of them because, like, some of them I technically didn't have all the rights to, and so, like, I had to make my own versions. But it's like I've got all of the originals pretty secured down, but because because like so much of the music I know is J-pop, and they're like the con won't allow stuff that's licensed. What the hell? There was no warp core. Oh, is it right there? No, I think someone else dropped that one. Sus. Anyway, but like I was saying, basically it's like I have this like set planned, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, I think, because again, it's not stuff I would normally get to perform. Like usually I have to bring the stuff that goes over well with the more like anime-centered audience, so it's the stuff that's very much more like J-pop inspired, even though a lot of it is technically like Eurodance and pop.
Scott here. The Dreadnought warp core is ready. Feed it to the Doomsday Machine before it makes a meal out of us.
Feed it to the Doomsday Machine. Does bug out depending on where you are dropping. Yeah, I've noticed that, and
Better make it count.
I think the reason why I don't like this TFO isn't even because, you know what, I'm here, so I have the big warp core. I don't think it's because I actually don't like this TFO. I think it's because this TFO does not work well. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, fuck. Oh, they're coming for me. No! Okay, I can't hold this anymore. No! Come back! I'm dying! Oh, I'm safe. Someone else take it. Oh, I about died there. Okay. Alright, back on track. Let's go.
Hull integrity below 50%.
Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to...
You took out a Doomsday Machine! Unbelievable!
I don't have any mods online right now, so I have to ban my own bots. You are not parked in front in a straight line, it will not spawn.
Great
Well,
job.
like,
You stopped the
I mean, part of it is because I'm not...
Perked you were.
I'm not in a speedy ship, which I knew as I was joining this TFO. That, you know, that sounds about right for my, death track record in this game. But it's okay. Hey, I got a perk point. Oh, you know what? No, I probably should get the one that I don't see this one pop up as often, so. But I always want to hit turn rate because I feel like I always need it in these big clonkers I like to fly sometimes. I don't even like to fly them, but like I like being a presence, you know? Since I'm right here, I might as well shove some of this in the bank before I just overflow my inventory again. Yay. Okay, okay, so should I hop on to Skai for some story time? Now, I have like less than an hour left because tonight is an RPG night. It's our once a month Friday game. As opposed to usually when I'm talking about this, it's on a Thursday, or I'm not streaming as often on Thursdays anymore, so Usually I'm just on here on Fridays, but... I don't know. Because it's also Delta Recruit, but I don't know if there's anything I can do on my Delta Recruit that's like... that I haven't already done, you know? Well, it looks like it's gonna force me into an ad break anyway, so, I will let that happen in like a minute, and then I will take a quick break and come back. And then we will be having a great time. Because apparently, this happens every time I stream. The second I start streaming, like, everyone suddenly needs something from me. I'm like, really? I was doing nothing all goddamn day. Not exactly true, but, but it's like, it's just always like the second that, like, I actually am streaming or, like, doing something that everyone's suddenly like, oh, I'm gonna reply to everything. I sent like 6 emails today, all for business stuff, and so I was like, that was like literally all I did, except like go to the store and get a snack for later RPG stuff. Like, I was like, literally any time, people, and you chose the moment I started to stream. Feels targeted. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I will be right back, and then we'll probably enjoy Sky time, I suppose. Alright, I am back. It looks like there's a few more seconds of the ad break, but I'm just gonna switch characters. So now when I talk about Skai, it'll make sense. There's a little visual to put to the name. Anyway, I also grabbed I forgot I had this. It's great value root beer. Tells you how much I drink soda. Cause like, look, unless I am drinking, like, caffeine, I feel like there's no reason for me to drink soda unless it's, like, really yummy. So it's like, unless I'm, like, making myself, like, a little mocktail, it's like I never just drink soda. And it tells you how often I drink soda, because literally, like, I've had this since I made the cursed root beer. Like, the root, I mean, the Nog's Nog, the root beer eggnog, that is, like, that is how long I've had this. This is the last one, but, like, yeah, it's like, I don't drink it ever. Ugh. Damn it, I just got comfy and then my leg decided to be like, we hate this. Okay, that actually reminds me, should I make a Section 31 uniform for Skai, like, right now? Right now, because I forgot that I was on New Romulus, and I'm gonna delay New Romulus a bit. She doesn't have one on, but I realized that was on my wish list. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I think she deserves it. Given, well, we'll do this to celebrate the fanfic, because oh my god, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna come out and say it, cause honestly, like, it's coming. The players will no longer have the choice to reveal Skai's secret. It's gonna end up being like, it's gonna get dragged out into the open, because literally I got permission from one of the GMs to start recruiting people to to a little secret mission that's gonna happen for one of our little things. Like, I don't really know how to explain it without, like, giving the entirety of the story of our TTRPG. Like, it's kind of complicated, because one of the GMs is like, worse than I am for creating, like, super convoluted, like, long-form stories. Because that was the thing, is I was like, I did this because, like, most of our other stuff is one-shots. And I love doing one-shots, too. Like, I love, like, the episodic, like, writer's room type thing. But it's also, like, that's why I made a separate campaign that's, like, a prequel of sorts. So I was like, this can happen outside of that. But then we got, like, into a long-form, like, temporal anomaly bullshit that is literally like, I mean, to be fair, it's cause me and this GM have it out for each other on purpose. So, like, sometimes there's revenge. Sometimes there's revenge for, like, player and or character behavior that happens in, like, one of our, like, sessions. And then the other one, like, has payback later. It's nothing too serious, but, like, it's a little funny. So, like, one of the things that, one of the things that's, like, happening is, well, wait, that actually, oh shit, that reminds me, I didn't do my homework. Oh my god, no, because see, I play with Section 31 so much because I was like, okay, Section 31's so fucked, like, this group's not gonna touch that, right? Yeah, I was so wrong. I also said that before this other GM joined the group who also wanted to do Section 31. And I was like, okay, well, we're gonna literally have to we have to join forces and create like a Bible, like a show Bible of sorts to handle the lore of Section 31, because a lot of it's just headcanon, interspersed with like bits of canon. You like, no, like the whole Sloan incident is like a huge player in like my Section 31 headcanon, as well as a hint of the stuff in Picard, but not too much, because like the way that I've written it is like Section 31 is kind of like, you know, because Sloan had like all that built up in his mind, and I think like some people in Deep Space Nine I think kind of took the approach of like that means like Section 31 like lived in him, but I'm feeling like what actually happened in this era is like after the whole like control thing, right? In the 23rd century, there kind of ended up being like these little like mini factions within Section 31, and I think it's a really interesting idea because it's like you have one person doing this mission, another group doing this mission over here, and like the communication, the potential for miscommunication is endless, and honestly some of that I think makes it better, but it's also like I think it's really interesting because I also imagine these little like side groups having like drama, and there being like really like no clear leader, but like there's more than one person who probably like thinks they're the leader. I don't know, it's like I just have this idea of like there's no way that like the Federation's like Black Ops group remained like as functional and organized as like the Tal Shiar and the Obsidian Order. Otherwise, the whole of Star Trek, I think, would be way different, just in canon. So I'm like, listen. Okay, no, that's exactly what I think. They have the pettiest drama. I literally put petty spies as a tag in the fic that I wrote. Because, like, I think that if you isolate yourself and you put yourself up on a pedestal and everyone around you is kind of like, oh yeah, this totally makes sense. We're doing stuff for the good of the Federation, when they literally do shit that, like, most of the Federation would be horrified by, I think you're gonna get a little bit of pettiness. And it's very interesting to me because it's like, you would absolutely have people who have like gone rogue. You'd have people that are literally just there like because like they're convenient, like they're placed conveniently, but they just don't want to be there. Like I feel like there's actually like a lot of operatives in Section 31 who are kind of like Bashir being an operative, like very much unwilling participants in this bullshit. And I think it's just so interesting. People are like, why did you like Section 31 so much? I'm like, it's not what I don't like what they do. I just think it has like so much fun potential for headcanon, and like I think like the dynamics are interesting. Like I think the characters are interesting. It's not because I like what they're doing. Like, and oh shit, my thing is leaking. And I don't have paper towels in here. Oh well, I'm gonna use one of my notepad things as a coaster. Just a moment. One of the things I created in, like, he's gonna be an NPC, but I created a new nemesis for Skai. One of these days I will tell you about him. That one is really under wraps. The only other person who's gonna know about that NPC, like, in detail, is the other GM, so that we don't step on each other's toes. Because I actually think I was like, look, no, I think that my very detailed Section 31, like, headcanon is actually gonna improve his campaign.
Hello. You can alter your uniform and look here.
Because he's like, oh, there's gonna be all this, like, suspicious stuff going on, and I was like, oh, so you mean literally the entirety of what my campaign is right now? Like, not a single thing. I put a secret in every single room. I made a deck by deck plan of like the shelter that these bitches are living in. Again, context is for losers. I made like a whole plan of all the decks, all the rooms, and they also have the option to build new rooms if they so desire on their temporary shelter before they build the real base. It's very fun, very, very cute. But in every single constructed room, there is a secret to find, and if they add more rooms, then I will add more secrets, but the thing is, to discover those, they're not necessarily going to discover them just by walking into the room. They have to roll right, and they have to investigate the right objects. And I just think it's going to be so fun and wild. You know what? I'm gonna say fuck this disco uniform, and this is gonna become the Section 31 uniform. Unless I don't have the proper options, I'm gonna start hiccuping with the soda. Okay. We'll save this in case I decide to go back to it. Is jacket tight just the suits? Yeah, it is. Okay. He. Actually, this Protostar jacket, that's kind of okay. This is kind of actually looking like if it was in black, it could be Section 31. Why the clipping? This is what happens when I make thick characters. I tried to make, because I like portray Skai so much, I did try to make her kind of similar to my body type, but like I literally can't make my body type in here. Actually, my waist is a little bit smaller than that. I did make this when I was a little bit chunkier, but honestly, I imagine Skai's exercise being like super cursed. Like, she doesn't exercise like a normal person at all. But she doesn't do anything like a normal person, so... See, look how hot that is. Fuck yes. The Mariner routine. Honestly, it's like Skai's idea of exercise is like crawling around the Jeffries tubes for 2 hours doing like sus shit. Oh my god, it shouldn't be funny, but it is. Literally, like, no one tunes into these streams for the Janelle Skai lore, but I'm sorry, she's so funny to me, but she's also, like, terrible. Like, every time I've done something absolutely wild as Skai, I always think to myself, if it's too wild, because, like, some of the players, like, some of the players who don't play with us as often and aren't used to the shenanigans, sometimes, like, they'll be like, what the hell is happening, you know? And I mean, it's kind of understandable because she's fucking wild, and it's also like, I always roll like crit fails if I try to do anything normal, and I always roll like crit successes if I have an absolutely wild plan that's completely stupid. So it's like, I'm seeing that the universe is telling me, the dice are telling me to be insane. So that's what I do. And I have no regrets. Oh my god, Section 31 flower wristbands. Okay, you know what? Before adding accessories, I'm gonna make the pants. I think tight pants are most appropriate. Those are not the right. That's not the pants. Okay. Do we think the basic or like the stippled? Oh my god, the blacks don't match. No, the blacks don't match! Wait, that's a better black. That's a better black. Do they have that black in this? This is like... I don't know, I can't tell if that's the right black. Does that look like the right black? I think so. Okay, that looks like it matches. That looks like it matches. It's like my real life problem, but in game. I think it's because the material's a little different. I don't know if I don't really like the stippled ones though, so I might go with the basic or the reinforced. Actually, I think the reinforced will be best. Yeah, that looks more like it's giving more Section 31. Looks like the outfit Picard wore. Oh boy. I didn't even think of that, but why are you so right? Oh my god. All right. You know, I'm thinking the Odyssey shoes are always a classic. But like I'm thinking of something a little bit more spicy. Like for stomping people. Stomping people, but make it sexy. I'm sorry, also, like, I will also say, like, 50% of the reason I also am, like, down for Section 31 lore is also because, like, their uniforms are black leather. What more could you want? Literally, what more could you want? Like, like, oh yeah, I fucking love being a little baddie in my leathers. I want one so bad. I keep saying, like, that's gonna be my next project, but then I remember what sewing, with pleather is like, and then I'm suddenly like, I think I will buy another uniform. Thank you very much. Apparently, as a gift, someone bought me a Lower Decks uniform, but there were some issues with it, arriving, so I was like, I don't know if it's here or not. I mean, obviously it's not here with me. It's with the person. Anyway. Section 31 latex one. That is also something I have thought about. Should I tell this story online? Fuck it. I don't care. Okay. One of the things that really fucked with me, is like, I actually at one point had the opportunity to model latex, and things didn't pan out because of some issues, numerous issues, mainly being that I was not comfortable anymore working with people who were being accused of really heinous shit without going into detail. I was no longer comfortable with that, and then, you know, when I tried to speak up about it, I was called things. I can't say anything more because there's legal stuff involved that I'm not involved with, but I'm like, I'm not trying to get sued today. But I will say I had no reason to not believe any of it, you know, like that there was some evidence, I will just say. But yeah, so I actually have this comm badge 3D printed in black. So I think we could use that one, or yes, this is the comm badge I have. I literally have this comm badge. That reminds me, I could have worn it today. Well, not really. I'm wearing a tube top. I wore my little, it looks like I'm not wearing a shirt. Oh my god. I'm wearing a tube top. I'm wearing a tube top with my hoodie. It's like my little, like, it's like my pants suit thing. I wanted to wear like a skirt and something like flowy, but then it was all like rainy today, and so I chose like something with, I chose this with like light fabric, so I was like, if it gets wet, it'll dry quickly at least. Because it's not too cold, it's just like, it's wet. So I didn't want to wear any of my stuff that was going to get like weighed down by water. So anyway, that was the story with this outfit, but I don't really have anywhere to put a comm badge as such, like, except on the hoodie. and then it like magnetizes to the zipper. It's a little cursed. I also have something already on my combat side. It says "Let's roll," and the back of this sweatshirt says the Carb Club, which I think is funny for so many reasons. It's also just like my life. I love bread so much. Okay, now to sexify. Let's fucking go. Actually, is there a jacket that has like more of a shiny? Oh, now look. Now, if Section 31 had this look, delicious. Obviously not the jacket. Ooh, now that's kind of sexy. Elegant jacket from the temporal mission. Well, I'm not there yet. You know, I think of my options, the best one is the Protostar one. I like the way it kind of like fits the contours, and it has like the strong shoulders. And at least I got the blacks to match. I just was like, I wish it was a little bit less matte. And I don't think I can change the material. I know some things you can change the material, but not all of them. Anyway, and then I feel like maybe... Look, sexy bitches always wear gloves. Yeah, let's go. And the pads are for, Actually, I should probably go with the paneled, because if Skai wore... No, those look weird. I was just gonna say, I was like, if Skai wore, like, padded gloves, they would be, like, padded on the knuckles. Because she's really weak, and so if she's gonna, like, punch somebody, she's gotta have that padding, you know? Fitness is still my lowest score on my character sheet for Skai, and it's so fucking funny to me. Okay, now do we think that... Okay, so in this era, she's a captain. But do we think that, did we ever see ranks on the actual black uniforms? I don't think we did. And it actually plays into my headcanon that they don't really care about Starfleet rank. Like, there's a hierarchy that's different than Starfleet. Like, there's, of course, like, ranks. Like, they have a rank. But, like... it's not the same. So... The rank is kind of breaking the silhouette a little bit. Not even the STO version has the ranks available. I know that there's like an actual, like uniform, but I also like to think that by the 25th century, they would have updated the uniform, and I'm gonna choose to believe that it looks like this. Anyway. Not exactly, but okay. So I definitely feel like I need something on the left wrist for like... for funsies. And I'm only looking at aesthetic. I don't care what they're called. And then these will also be black as possible. Delicious. Okay. Well, I mean, like, where the hell would you even put a rank on the DS9 version of the uniforms? Like, there's nowhere to put it. There literally is nowhere to put it. Okay, maybe not on that wrist. We'll stick with this wrist for now. And then we gotta look at the belts. You know what should we do? Should we tie this in and make it, like, solidly a 25th century look with the Odyssey belt? Oh my god, I need one of these immediately. Okay, next 3D printing project has got to be this belt in black. That's so good. And I'm thinking on the opposite leg, one of these sexy little, or no, because these ones are so much sexier. This is so sexy. See this one? It's so sexy. I'll put one on, but I feel like I want it on the opposite leg. I'll kind of balance it out with a little... I don't know. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. There, yeah, it looks better in black. Is there something smaller for the left hip, maybe? No, that doesn't look very functional. Oh no, I feel like I don't want to overload her with a bunch of gear. Oh wait, I forgot about the ink. Oh, never mind. Those are just flowers. I mean, could work. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I hurt myself every time I start trying to laugh. Because it's finally, allergy season is finally hitting, so I can no longer blame my symptoms on my sickness like a month ago, because like, legit, I'm getting new symptoms now. Okay. I'm feeling like I need to play with the style a little bit as well. Even though this is a very good look. There's no hair that really truly works for Skai, just because I have such a distinctive idea of what her hair looks like, because I got the perfect wig, and from that point on, once I finally got it into the cut that I like, wait, no, we have a picture. This is, I know I could probably pull this up on my screen, but no, we're gonna do it the cursed way for momentarily. I have a very specific idea of how Skai looks because I have the perfect wig for her. But I also haven't cosplayed her in a while, so I have to scroll through for a bit. Wow, I take a lot of pictures and save a lot of dumb shit on my phone. But like I was saying, I feel, wait, what was I saying? I was like in the middle of saying something and then didn't. So her hair is kind of like, here, let me zoom in to not put people on the internet who I did not get consent from. So it's a little bit like, so the way I have it cut finally, because the problem was before I had these two sides, I wanted like, so I have like a, like mini version, like see these two pieces here? I have like a mini version of like a hime sort of cut, as they call it in Japan, like on myself. I don't like the really blunt ones, but like I like these tapering, and I feel like this kind of tapering really suits my face shape. So because the bangs are a little bit longer on the Skai wig, and they're a little bit narrower than my own bangs, because like I don't like having hair in my eyes, so that's why I have them cut this way. And I've been slowly adding like more to the sides because I feel like they were a little bit too wide. And I feel like sometimes I'd see stage pictures of myself especially, and my hair would like brush back, and I just feel like my bangs would look super weird, or like right after I cut them. So I started adding in like more and growing out these side pieces so that I could have more of that soft look. So that's all this to say, like, these are elements I wanted in the Skai wig, because I want, when I cosplay Skai, like, I want to be able to like exude the confidence that the character has, and I can't do that if I look like, if I feel like I look like an ugly ass bitch, right? So I ended up I did 2 blunt pieces on the sides because I was like, I need something like hang down when I pull the wig back, because sometimes I can braid it. It's a very versatile wig, and it holds to my head pretty well, so I can do that with it. I can't do that with all of my wigs. Some of them are not quality enough to be able to braid and not have the wefts sticking out or like holes visible. But then I was like, I needed to soften it because I wanted to have more like this effect, but not so like much like there's a side piece and stuff. I wanted it to blend more into the wig. So this is how I currently have it cut. Oh, the ring light thing. And hopefully you can see it. This is how I currently have it cut, with the side pieces like tapered down like that, and they kind of, I need to blend them. I need to recurl the wig, I think, and work on them a little bit. But you see, like, it has the dark roots at the top, but the majority is like this lavender. So you see, I've kind of tried to recreate that a little bit. And oh my god, we're not gonna get, well, okay, the first New Romulus mission isn't that long, so I think we'll get to it. I'm sorry, I just get so excited. So it's a little bit like this. Where is it? It's a little bit like this, but not with the volume on top. It's more like a combination between this and this. Like, this is very much giving Skai to me, but then it's like, because again, I don't have the exact V-shaped forehead that I want in STO. Like, Skai only has 4 ridges and they're smaller, right? So it's like a mix between these two. And that would be absolutely perfect. Like, this is the closest probably. Just because this is giving a little bit, this is giving like, I feel like it ages Skai a little bit too much, given a character who like constantly is having like, I don't know, Skai's interesting because like sometimes I write her like having a little bit of an age crisis because she's like, oh my god, I'm gonna live so long, but like she never has to worry about like aging, but I feel like because like by the time she starts getting up there in years, she kind of starts to like miss humanity a little bit, but not entirely. She kind of feels like maybe she wishes she was a little bit more human, but not so much like she doesn't have like her cool abilities. It's just like she doesn't want to live for 1,000 years. Like, who does? So it's like I feel like some of the things that I write for when I need like comedic relief for her is like stuff like comments, like she'll like make jokes about like getting wrinkles and such, but like she really doesn't have to worry about that because she still looks like her, the oldest she could possibly look by the 25th century is like 35. Just because she ages so slowly, but like, and I feel like this does not convey to me like 35 years old. And I don't think she would age herself in this way, regardless of what her thing was. Like, this one's a little bit more okay, because it has, like, I want, like, the volume on the bottom. I don't want the volume on the top. And I don't know why I'm explaining this so specifically. No one cares. But I'm just saying, this is why. Like, I have thought about this extensively. I do feel like maybe perhaps a ponytail. Yeah, I think a ponytail for section 31. It's a little bit more gray than this, but it's like light. It's really like that. See, the one thing about this hair is I was like, why does it give it white highlights automatically? I feel like to get closer to the actual wig color, it's like more like that. I don't know. It's a little bit too silvery, but, you know, and then of course we have her signature, like, her signature makeups. And since when was this tattoo there? Where is this tattoo on her? Literally, where is it? Oh wait, is it non-existent? Because the scale's all the way down? Okay, I don't remember ever adding this to her at all. Like, where was that? I think it was like down here somewhere. Okay, you know what? We're just getting rid of that. Because canonically, I'm not saying like she wouldn't have tattoos. I feel like she would, but like canonically, I have not written into her character specifically having any particular tattoos. I feel like she probably has one like somewhere. It's probably like, I don't know. It's probably somewhere like super fucked, like in her ass crack or something. Like I'm not even joking. Like if she had a tattoo, it would absolutely not be like something normal or anywhere normal. Like not in there. Like I mean, like I could see her. Okay, for example, like I could totally see her like, you know, right above the ass crack. Like there's just like a heart on the tailbone. Like I could see her doing some shit like that, like probably while drunk and like having absolutely no regrets. That's the kind of thing that I see. Okay, we'll rename this 31. Or actually, well, since we have to be 3, we'll name this, well, I already had one named Sexy. So what should we name this one? Baddie. TikTok pants only system. Okay, so one of the horrible lore facts from the failed web series is that for our ending credits, the ending credits were supposed to be like scenes that were like, it was implied that they were possibly drawn by Skai, but also possibly drawn by the antagonist. Because it was a different character doing different ones. But one of the main things that was so funny about this, and I'm heading to New Romulus, just FYI. One of the key components of this was like, it was all like stick figures, like the most horrible fucking stick figures ever. Like basically giving like a preview for the next episode, but like in character describing like what was gonna happen next or what like might happen next. It kind of depended on what I was feeling of what I wrote for that. But it's just so funny to me because I was like, technically, like, I consider the failed web series, even though it didn't happen, I consider that personal canon. So I'm like, you know what? Like, what if, like, it was actually not, what if it was actually not just, like, it was not just, like, her drawing those, and it was the antagonist. The antagonist's name is Genesis, and she as a character is owned by another overseas idol named Aiden, who we've talked about like getting something together for this lore, but we just, both of us are kind of like, well, that shit didn't work, so like we're not doing another web series. But we thought about doing like, where I've been doing some like character songs for Skai, we thought about maybe doing one like at some point, but I don't know if it'll ever happen because a lot of that work's gonna end up on me, and I don't know, like, it's like with what time am I gonna take on another project? But basically, I was like, you know, after like, because at some point Genesis was gonna have a redemption arc. That was in the plans, right? So I'm thinking, I was like, what if after Skai and Genesis become friends, she straight up like lets Genesis like tattoo her in the back of like her fucking like commandeered freighter. I can see it happening, and it's like, it's one of those stick figures that's like horrible, and it would be so funny. I don't know, I feel like, because my thing is like, one of my things with writing like a character that has such a large span where I haven't really like fully fleshed out every part, like even the 50-year span that her like original story happens is like, that's a lot of time, given that the web series took place in the middle of that, and I had ideas for like the origin story to get us there, and then it never got fully finished. There was just like, okay, I have my key plot points. These things all happen before this web series. This is the best time for this web series to take place. Because then it would give us more flexibility with aliens and stuff and not all have to be the Nixoloids. And then I was like, and then I know where she's going afterwards, because I know that eventually I want her to have like a cute little ship and crew, right? Made up of like the band of misfits from this region of space. So that was the ultimate goal. Like I knew where things were going, but it's like sometimes I think about it and I was like, I really should go and finish the origin story first, but my brain just doesn't work like that, unfortunately. I was like, if I don't have like a solid deadline, like, or like a real like fully fleshed out project, like, okay, we are making the web series, like it doesn't get done. It happens when I want to write it. And I wish I had the slipstream right now. I don't know why I still don't. I don't know what level do you have to be to unlock it? Because this ship has it. But anyway, oh, 50, that's why. Yeah, I'm a little ways from that. It's been so long since I fully leveled up a tune, like I have my maxed out ones and I'm like, these other ones just sit there like in the 30s or 20s, some of them. I don't have any quite that low. I have one that I've considered like deletusing and making a new one. Named Harmony. She was a TOS tune. But anyway. I was on a tangent and then I completely like lost it. But no, so that's, well, because that's the thing too, is like then when I try to use her for Star Trek stuff, it's like obviously that takes place way later than her original story, and it's like it's so far removed from it. It's like, and again, I was like, I'm not writing a whole new backstory to describe what she was doing in that time frame to make it work in the Star Trek universe, so it's just all the same, right? And so it's like, finally. So it's like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do sometimes. But I figure it's just gonna continue living in my brain. Like, it's why I literally had like a novel idea for her origin story, and I'm like, I can literally never ever release this. Like, it is too precious to me to release. And I was like, why should I have to publish it? Why should I have to publish the work into like a standard novel format in order for it to be like recognized, you know?
With the help of Starfleet and the Empire, we could destroy what's left of the Tal Shiar.
This is not okay. I can't even skip it. I was like, this is not a fun cutscene.
There are too few of us left to fight amongst ourselves. Military action should be
I love
our
New
last
Romulus
option.
as a planet, but I do not love the mission arc.
Will be enough. But I'm a warrior, not a politician. If my people are to find a home here,
but
there must be a leader capable of building a new future.
No, I was like, I want to eventually kind of start trying to streamline Skai's lore. Instead of just talking about it on here, I want to make like lore videos and shit. But it's just like that requires me getting into cosplay. Usually.
Walk beside their Vulcan
Oh yeah, here I am strutting out in my black uniform. Let's fucking go.
We need a home to replace what was lost, to see past our grief and find acceptance. We need to reconcile with
because one of my ideas for like lore videos would be like, I don't know, though maybe
the fate of both our peoples
maybe I could do the format of I'm not in cosplay the whole time.
Out of the ashes, or we wither and die.
Maybe I could do ones where I like sit down and like as myself explain the lore and tell the story,
to help create
but then have like little like interspersed clips, like short form clips of like me and my cosplay doing things. That would be fun. Then I could dress my friends up and make them participate.
Can't continue on like nothing has changed.
And I wouldn't have to do them all in one day because it wouldn't have to be like lore there.
The loss of Romulus.
Oh, that would be fun. That's a good YouTube idea.
But that wound will not be fatal.
I'd probably
There is
focus
a
on
great deal
all
of
the.
work
I'd
to
probably
do
focus
before
on
we
the
can
original
truly
lore
call this our
first.
new home. But with
And
your
then,
help, I know Mold Rihan,
God,
or
she
New
looks
Romulus
blonde
your
in this
language,
lighting.
will someday be as great as what we lost.
This is
Tailor is
cursed.
in charge of the staging area. He can give
This
you
is
more
so
information
cursed.
about what we need. There's much to do, and little time. We left our first home to remain free. We lost our
Oh look,
adopted
his mouth
home
can
to
move again
treachery.
suddenly.
May this world be the home we have sought for so
Congratulations.
long. A place where our
Yeah, why does she
descendants
look blonde
can
in
live
this lighting?
in
I don't like
peace.
this. Janelle Skai is not a blonde. Never has been, never will be. Actually, she's probably done it at least once. Actually, no, because her hair's actually dyed. Like, I originally played with the idea of it coming out straight purple, but I realized it's funnier if it's not. I realized it's funnier if it's dyed. So basically, that's why when I found the dark roots for wig, I was like, this is perfect, because I imagine her having dark hair naturally. It's like, it's just, when I found that wig, I was like, my life is complete. Like, and it wasn't expensive either. It was a less than $20 wig for realsies, and people are so shocked when they find that out, because like, which, like, I understand. Like, if you're not familiar with, wigs especially, I think that,
Let me brief you on the situation here.
Can I skip this one?
We're
I
building
know...
a new city here.
I know what goes on in New Romulus. Oh, was that it? I felt like you had to go around and do something. Oh. Oh, yeah, I was thinking of this one. It's like, wait... Oh yeah, it's the staging area one. Okay, we have time for this. I have time for this. I love this gun. I want that gun so badly. Only 3 more days. 3 more days. Let's go. Your souls will be mine. What's up, Soul Reaper? Glad to see you around. I mean, earlier it was really funny because earlier Mark the Chief was in the chat, and I literally was like, God damn it! Stop shooting me when I'm trying to do work. Look, it says doing work. Anyway, earlier Mark the Chief was here, who's one of our regulars, as some of you may know, and he said, oh, well, what's this? And I replied, and I said hell, so now the Soul Reaper's here to get me, I understand. God, I hate allergy season. I was like, it rained. I thought that was supposed to wash out all the allergens, but apparently not. I think the changing weather is actually why, like, my skin's having such a bad time. Oh, which actually is a great time to point out. I have been, like, using this for, like, a few months now. And in all that time of using it, like, all the time, especially, like, on my hands, and even, like, I got brave recently and started trying to use it on more of my breakout prone areas. Like, because for those who don't know, I have a skin issue, which I was told for a long time was eczema. Apparently it's psoriasis, and I'm still getting used to, like, saying that instead of eczema. Because I don't know, psoriasis is just a hard word to say. But I started using it on some of my areas that are more breakout prone, and I was like, it's scented, and yet it's not, like, making the breakout worse. I don't use it on, like, active breakouts, but places where, like, they flare up, like, my neck and, like, places on my arms, and I'm like, I smell like white rabbit candy. I smell like white rabbit candy all the time. And I started putting it here so that, like, I can have it on my hands now, because everybody knows, like, that I love putting on my lotion during streams. This is not, this is literally, like, because I love this product. This is not for any other reason other than that. Like, I'm only plugging it. The brand's local to Boise, Idaho. But they have like a physical store here in Utah, and I should have bought another White Rabbit one in case like they discontinue it ever. Like, I should just start stocking up on them, but that's a little unnecessary considering they had plenty in the store when I was there. But I got something different for myself the other day. I got a nice rose milk cleansing gel, which I'm really excited about. I want like everything. It's too bad I'm not into like Genshin Impact, because if I was, I think I would have had to buy the whole collection. They did a Genshin Impact inspired collection, and like it does smell really good. I was just like, I don't need everything I see that I want. Especially because like clearly this lotion is lasting me a long ass time. But I had to bring that up because the two brands that I use on here the most, I think, when you see me doing my midstream moisturizing, is literally that milk jelly stuff or hemp's lotion. Just two great things that smell good. I love using scented stuff on my hands, and I use unscented stuff everywhere else. You feel me? Hey, where's my people to motivate? Oh, here's a report. Hey, where's that overseer bitch? God, why are you so trigger happy? What the fuck? Like, come at me. You know what? I shall. Oh, I can't. Okay, never mind. I can't telekinesis you. I was gonna telekinesis you. Because that would be what Skai would do. Skai would never punch you first unless she was like extra pissed. Skai would 100% go the mental route first. Like, if you piss her off, she'll just knock you out, like, immediately. Like, why waste time with the punch when someone can just take a little nap with some telepathy, you know? Knock Taria out. I know, I wish I could do the telekinetic shove that, that Star Trek Online has so graciously given us. Okay. Guess I didn't need that. Did I have to... Oh, I do have that report in there.
I received reports.
Oh, never mind. It went away. I was like, wait, am I gonna have to turn that in anyway? Okay, damn. I don't remember what I have. Okay, so I could upgrade my mind barrier. Or I could get shield recharge. Oh, I probably need an additional ability first. Ooh, wait, or beam turrets really... Okay, no, I feel like I can never have too much shield recharge. So we'll get this first, and then I will keep that in mind when I'm upgrading in the future to, upgrade these two, because probably should do that. I didn't realize one of my abilities was literally still, like, just Mark II. Sad. Alright, where's my... okay, I have the sword on here. Or I have a sword on here. Yes, I have the sword on here. I don't remember. Did I get the set on... I might have gotten the set and put it in the bank because she, can't... I don't remember if I got the set, honestly. Okay, hold on. This is gonna bug me because I feel like I had it in my inventory and I probably put it in the bank. But anyway, since you want to fight, let's go. Anyway. It's actually funny, in the fanfic that I just wrote featuring... Okay, so here's the rest of the story with the fanfic that I kind of forgot about finishing. is, basically, Skai's undercover, basically Skai's undercover in the tabletop campaign. And this spans for, like, months. This campaign has been going on for months. I've been playing the same character. No one's figured it out. I have continued to do the most suspicious shit on purpose for no reason, and people are just like, oh, that's our bitch, you know? It's so funny. But it's starting to get a little bit old because I was like, well, what was the point in like crafting a mystery, getting GM permission to do it all those months ago, like last year? It's almost been a year at this point. Like, actually, I say like months, but I think I debuted Skai in an RPG like in like June. So like we're like almost a year into this shit. And the thing is, it won't be quite a year because next month it's all coming out because I got GM permission to start recruiting some bitches. So we're all going on a little secret mission. Okay, she never committed treason. No, I must have bought the set on another tune. Or maybe I didn't get the set at all because all I cared about was the sword. God, it's so funny. Anyway. Sorty fun time. But that was one of the things that was really funny too, is like, one of the threats that Skai made to her new frenemy I just introduced, who's part of Section 31. Like her last like little message was like, oh yeah, I've been getting really good with my knife. So funny. But I will clarify, when I say like sus stuff, I mean like suspicious, like suspicious enough, like technically I could see how they would maybe think it maybe wasn't suspicious, but like it was enough that like I feel like it should have warranted questioning. But the problem is, and the thing is, this was partly my intention, but I didn't just realize how like extreme it was, is people just expect wild shit from me as a person. So when my character does it, like sometimes I will be speaking in character and I will have to clarify because I try to keep a lower tone for Skai, but it's really hard to do because sometimes like if I want to make emphasis, like one of my jokes is like she forces her voice to be lower because like she doesn't like it's not that her voice is actually low, it's that she doesn't like the perception people have when her voice is higher, so she'll purposely speak low and it comes out when like at times, you know? And it's hard to do that because I kind of do the same thing a little bit, but I do it kind of the opposite of the way I imagine her doing it. So it's like, because my thing is like sometimes when I'm going really fast and talking really fast, my voice gets lower, but I imagine hers doing the opposite for some reason. I don't know why. I think of like her like when she's controlled, it's that, and then her voice like goes a little bit more high pitched when she's like rambling about something. And I don't know. I could be wrong because sometimes I feel like I also just pitch up my voice because I'm like, it's part of like my masking. I feel like is like I do things and I don't even realize I'm doing them sometimes. At one point I was very like meticulous about the way I spoke, and I'm trying not to worry about it as much anymore. Because if I worried about it as much as I used to, I really would not be able to stream because I would get so anxious trying to stream if I cared as much as I used to, you know? Like now I feel my voice getting lower as I say this. So yeah, I imagine Skai kind of doing the opposite sort of thing. And like unintentionally, but you know, when you're voice acting a character, you have to do it intentionally. And it's sometimes like, and sometimes I don't really bother with it when I'm at like the tabletop game. And then people have to like ask for clarification, and then I have to clarify like, okay, that was a comment in character. I have no hard feelings for anyone at this table, which most people understand, but sometimes, you know, you just gotta remind people so that, like, I don't know, it probably makes me more anxious than it should. But anyway, that is all for today's Skai saga. Let me know what you want to know about her. And put it in my Discord. If you have not joined my Discord yet, the link is in the chat. It's been popping up every so often. But yeah, ooh, lots of people online today. But everybody let me know and put it in my Discord, like what you want to know about Skai. I did post the fanfic in my Discord as well, if you want to read that and have any questions. And I will talk about it on my next stream, which should be next Friday. Yeah, I don't think I have another... If I get all my work done, which I should, no reason I shouldn't. If I get all my work done, then I will be on next Friday. I have a couple deadlines coming up for applications to events, so I do have to buckle down and do that next week, but I should be online because I don't have any gigs next weekend. May is gonna be my month basically off of in-person gigs, and I'm gonna focus on doing videos. I should also have most of June off, and then gigs start back up in July, it's sounding like. And then I will be on what pretty much sounds like it's going to be a consistent grind until October. Yeah, it's gonna be intense, and it will test me, but I'm glad that I have like May and June to get like a lot of health things out of the way and figure out what I'm gonna do for all this stuff, because you know, those in the US at least know that turning 26 is a really cool and awesome thing for health insurance. It's not. It's so not. But yeah, I gotta start planning now so later in the year I don't get screwed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it looks like, okay, Stargate Wars is online, so I'm gonna find us someone to raid. Thank you everyone for stopping by. My links to support me on other channels, especially my YouTube, I've been uploading more there recently, and I will have another con vlog coming soon. I just barely posted one. Please go watch it. The link is down below, or you can just look up JazzyCatXOX on YouTube, and you should be able to find my main channel. My second channel's too, but the main channel is where my vlogs go. And yeah, stick around for the raid. Bye!